All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're going to do something a little different. We are going to unpack a message, basically sent back in time, a collection of hard-won wisdom from a 50-year-old designed to give you, well, a roadmap through your 20s.
Right? I mean, just think about that for a second. A message from your future. A cheat sheet with all the lessons you're probably about to learn the hard way. That's the idea we're running with. So for the next few minutes, just think of this as a personal memo from the person you're going to become.
So here's how we've broken it down. We're going to start with the really powerful principles that just grow over time. Then we'll move into how to handle the world around you, then mastering your own psychology. And finally, we'll cover what might be the single most important decision you ever make.
Okay, first up, compounding principles. This is all about the small, consistent things you do that over time create these massive, almost unbelievable results. Here's the first big truth. Talent? Yeah, it'll get you in the door. It gets you noticed. But your habits, the stuff you do day in and out, that's what decides how far you actually walk through that door. Man, this one is huge. It is so easy in your 20s to treat your body like a rental car that you don't have to pay the insurance on. But the truth is, your physical health is the foundation for everything else you want to do. It isn't just like wealth, it's your real wealth. And this is such a brilliant way to think about it. You know, just like money in a savings account, your health compounds. Every workout, every good nights of sleep, every healthy meal, that's a small deposit. And over the years, those deposits grow into this incredible reserve of energy and focus that you'll be drawing on for the rest of your life.
Now, let's apply that exact same idea to money. This chart here, it's not really about the dollars, it's about time. That huge gap you see isn't because one person invested way more money, it's because their money had way more time to grow. When you're 20, your greatest financial asset isn't your paycheck, it's your runway. Don't waste it.
So let's just pull this all together. Whether we're talking about your habits, your health, or your bank account, they all run on this one incredibly powerful engine, the compounding effect. Small, seemingly tiny actions, when you do them consistently, create huge, massive results over time. If you can master this, you've really mastered the first key to a successful life. Okay, so you've got these compounding principles working for you, but how do you actually use them out there in the real world? Well, that brings us to Section 2, Navigating the Outside World. This is about your people, your money, and your career. Look at this and really let it sink in. The people you let into your life, they're not just hanging out. They are actively shaping who you become. Every single person in your inner circle is either lifting you up or dragging you down. There's really no middle ground. You have to choose them like your future depends on it, because honestly, it does. You know, most people get hyper-focused on just one of these pillars, income. I just need to make more money. But real financial freedom, it's not about earning more. It's about mastering this entire system. You've got to understand your income, your expenses, your debt, your investments, and your taxes. If any one of those pillars starts to crack, the whole thing can come crashing down. This right here, this is your career insurance policy. In a world that's changing faster than ever, where jobs and entire industries can shift overnight, the one thing that will always protect you is having a skill that is both rare and super valuable. Don't just be okay at a bunch of things, go deep. Become so good at one thing that you're basically indispensable. So we have the principles, we've got the external game plan, but there's a catch, right? The best map in the world is totally useless if the person holding it is lost in their own head. None of this other stuff works if you don't have the right mindset. And that's why we have to master the inner game. Your 20s are going to throw this choice at you again and again. Are you chasing progress or are you chasing approval? Let me tell you, approval is like a ghost. You can never quite grab it, and it disappears in an instant. Progress, on the other hand, that builds something real inside you. It's the one thing nobody can ever take away, long after the applause stops. Just look at this timeline. This shows you exactly why your 20s are the single best time to take risks and mess up. A failure at 25, when you have fewer responsibilities, it's a cheap lesson. That same failure at 45 with a mortgage and kids, well, that can be a devastating setback. So fail now. Seriously, fail fast, fail forward, and fail often. The price will never be this low again. So many of us wait around for that lightning bolt of clarity or this huge rush of confidence before we actually start something. But this shows that we've got it completely backwards. Confidence doesn't come before you act. It comes after.
You take one small step, and that action gives you a little bit of clarity. That clarity builds a tiny bit of confidence, and then that confidence fuels your next action. It's a loop. You gotta stop waiting and start doing. And that brings us to the final and maybe the most important piece of wisdom from your future self. Everything we've talked about so far can be amplified or totally destroyed by this one decision, the one that will have the biggest impact on your happiness for decades to come. When you choose a life partner, you're making the single biggest decision of your life. And it's so easy to get caught up in the wrong things, right? Fleeting emotions, physical attraction, excitement. And that stuff's great, but it's sand. Your foundation, it has to be built on the bedrock of shared core values. How you see the world, how you treat other people, what really matters to you both. Get this right, and you build a life of peace. Get it wrong, and you're pretty much signing up for a lifetime of chaos. So, we're gonna end on this question. I want you to really think about it. Imagine your 50-year-old self, the one who sent you this cheat sheet. They're watching you, right now. After hearing all of this, what's the one thing you're going to start doing today that they will look back and thank you for?